Today, from London, England, it's the NFL International Series on EA Sports. Jackson and the London Bulldogs taking on Drew Brees and the Dublin Antlers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dublin Antlers and the London Bulldogs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for a long period.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a former most valuable player in the National Football League, the always dangerous Lamar Jackson.
And what a sophomore season he had for the Cardinals. Pretty much swept every major quarterback award, including the Heisman Trophy. And we spent a lot of time talking about his legs. Formidable. He can run the ball like few others. But the key to everything for him is the ability to be accurate from the pocket.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. They'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Look pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
12 yards there and a first down. Two yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
That's good.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Throwing in the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. That'll bring up second down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the
to throw again. Jackson. And this is caught at the end. And he will take it in for a touchdown. Michael Gallup, his 4th touchdown on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And it's good to make it 7-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
Bulldogs 7, Antlers nothing. Michael
set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is Jakeem Grant. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
And on the return.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be captained by one of the greats of all time. At quarterback, it's Drew Brees.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and...
From the gun, it's Brees. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive.
Incomplete.
But instead, 3rd down.
By Denzel Ward.
Shotgun now for Brees. Got a man, Slayton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
To Darius Slayton.
The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
A first down carry for Smith. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. But they run the option here on 1st and 10. And the pressure gets to Brees as he's taken down. Eddie Goldman with a sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
2nd down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
after the sack. Here's 2nd and 11. Another try after the first down sack. Breeze. That's complete to Slayton. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll run on first down. Smith. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Breeze. Now Breeze wants the football. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bulldogs 7, Antlers 0.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Going deep, and this is caught. And touchdown! John Ross, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch. Take it to the house. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
25-yard line.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And a 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one, first down pickup of 8.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Running is Jacobs. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Second and 11 at the 41. Here's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. A throw out wide here caught by Pettis. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And his throw is incomplete. The tight end, David Njoku, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Njoku brings up 3rd down, and
Jackson will throw again. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Well, it's a screen pass. That's complete. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Again, Jackson. Open man Hamler, that's complete. 7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
brings up 3rd.
And Jackson throwing once more. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Well, the screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
For the field goal, a 22-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
Bulldogs 10, Antlers 7.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
First down and 10.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally marked down at the 23. It's another first down on a big gainer there, 33 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set. Fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
Here's Breeze to throw. It's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Jakeem Grant.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. His pass caught at the 4. And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Complete.
Ito Smith. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys are going to retake the lead. CD, for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And that makes it 14-10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
Antlers 14, Bulldogs 10.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
Take over. First down.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running doing it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore. Or they get tired or they get out of position or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. First and 10, it's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. It's going the other way. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 30. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit. Extra point forthcoming. It's good, and it's 21-10.
The kick is good.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
His guys take over first and 10.
London about set to take over on offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On the pickup. It's second and
so not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game, it was the right arm of Drew Brees that led the way in the first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. The tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Dublin's offense now set to take over. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustment. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the defense. And he'll take it across midfield and down the 48-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 44, Jackson. And his throw here's incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. And now it's third down.
Brings up third down and 6 yards to go.
Jackson from the shotgun. Eluding the pressure right. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Now here's Michael Dixon, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
First down and 10.
Dublin's offense now set to take over. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On second down, here's Smith. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's third down.
Breeze to throw on 3rd and 1. It's complete to Graham. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
9 yards.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Eric Armstead.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 39, Breeze. Catch made by Slayton. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
First down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On the counter, it's Smith. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Breeze now. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Dublin 1st down.
To throw, it's Breeze. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 22-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Breeze. That's complete to Smith. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Smith. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
This is obviously a critical sequence for this defense if they want to stay in this game. Down 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That'll make things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Here's Breeze. And it's caught. Touchdown. John Ross. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
Antlers 28, Bulldogs 10.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
London about set to take over on offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And they run with Jacobs on 1st down, and he'll take this forward for about 5. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Jacobs. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd.
Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring him down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Hey! 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now Jackson on 1st down. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun, Jackson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Benny Snell, the intended receiver that time, and it's 3rd and 5. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. 4th down, here's Jackson. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Well, I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
1st and goal.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives them a 1st down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To throw again is Jackson. It's incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
From the gun, Jackson. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. David Njoku. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Austin McGinnis out for the extra point. And that one makes makes this an 11-point deficit now. So that one a long 11-play drive.
Bulldogs 17.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Now this will make it into the end zone.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25.
Dublin's offense now set to take over. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there of playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Again, it's Smith, able to push his way through. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. London about set to take over on offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Jackson on 1st down. Steps away to his left. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he's got this down to the 35. They get 17 more on that one and another 1st down. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze the throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, but it'll be 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Throwing again. Jackson. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On 1st down, it's Jacobs. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Ball carrier.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
6. brings up third.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Here's Smith as they'll try to run some clock. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run it again with Smith. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Shotgun now for Breeze. And he connects with Ertz. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they take a knee. They're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he'll take this one only up to about the 21. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. And that kneeled down a little extra sweet. You get the win, and you knock out somebody's perfect season.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because it's not a championship game yet, but the team that's undefeated feels like a champion. So you want a little bit extra in this one. Yeah, they got to feel great about taking a knee here.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
2nd and 10.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for our visitors, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for London, they fall for the first time this season after 6 wins to start the campaign. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.